What up, everybody? Welcome back to my little island here in Fantasy Life. I have basically been slowly moving along here in this game and just taking my time with it, and I've gotten to the point with my island where I feel like I'm basically done with the customization of it and how it's laid out and everything until some new stuff is added. But I've gotten all the stuff that I can really build that I actually like how it looks. And I also have made some changes since my last few videos here of how my island looks as well as my house. So this video here is basically my finalized island layout as well as an update for those who are interested in seeing how my island now looks in comparison to how it was before. So to start off, I was sitting here, right here on this little bench here up on this mountain. You're probably wondering, where the heck am I? Well, I have made a nice little viewpoint here to get a nice view of my whole island from way up in the mountains, as well as with the waterfalls and everything. So I kind of made this just randomly and just put a bunch of stuff together to see if it works, and it turned out really well. So this is where I'm at right now, and I have made a series of stairs here to go down. We're just going to start the tour from here. So basically it's like a viewing point from the very top of a mountain where you can sit and relax. And yeah, so with the water, you're actually able to make some pretty cool lakes here. That's kind of what I did here to make this little bridge, and then also have some lakes at the very top, just to add some diversity and all that to the way the mountain looks. And then I moved all the grass that you find all around your island in the beginning, and I kind of put them all around here along the edges here just to fill it in. But yeah, that is like my little mountain here. Kind of cool, like how it turned out. Then over here to my left is the gallery. I did mention earlier that this is where I was gonna put the gallery, and all I did was basically close it in here with a fence. Got two fountains here, and then as you go inside, this is where you can put all your art pieces that you want to sell or anything like that to your companions, and they can actually buy it, and you can actually get upwards to over 10,000 Dosh to get some more money if you're interested in doing that. But that is where this is at. And then as we continue on here, I added a swing here. I did not realize that your companions can actually use this swinging, but they can, and you can also use it yourself. So a nice little playground here, right here, to just chill and relax. One of the cool things I was able to I got this from a quest, so I didn't even make this. I got this from a quest. It's like a companion quest. It was a gift, so I was like, all right, sure, I'll just put that there. This right here is basically the same. This is the farmer's house. I happened to just change who the farmer is, so now it's Butch, and then there's now the 8 farms and all that. And then this is now a new house for a new person. This is Snow's house. And then this is the same layout. I added a little sign here. More benches. I actually filled in this area because of what I did to the guild house, and I'll show you that in a minute. But then you go over here, and this is the same path right here to get to the treasure grove. But then I made this area right here, which seems to be like a little hangout spot for all the companions for some reason. But originally what this was made for was to plant any ores that I could not find easily, especially the magic ores. I found it pretty rare to get magic ores to spawn whenever I went into the treasure grove. But you can actually buy the magic ores from the shop at the guild house, and then you can just plant them here. So I'd plant 4 here, and then they're level 1, so you can just mine them, and then you get all the same materials as if you were mining in the treasure grove. So there's a really fast way to get like the magic ores in order to make those magic ingots and all that. And so that is what this is for. Right now it's empty, so all of my companions are using this as like a little gathering area, which is kind of cool. And then I put a bench here just in case, you know, one of them wants to sit, I guess. And then I blocked it off here. But yep, that is that right there. Kind of the same as before, nothing different really. And then as we go on over here, this is the guild house area. I actually expanded this out a little bit, as well as put in some fences, as well as some flowers and all that to make it more nice and not just a flat surface. It's just make it more clean. I like the little detail here of changing the floor to be a darker grass and not just plain grass, just to add more color. And then kind of just made this one natural waterfall instead of just crazy waterfalls all over the place. You don't want to do too much when it comes to the waterfalls, because at that point then it just looks pretty weird in my opinion. The houses here are the same, however I did make this little lake here in the middle. There's like a little pond area, and then I added a well at the end, and then more grass here. But this is all basically the same as before with the 3 houses, and then my house is right here. I did drastically change the inside of my house, so it looks a lot different than before, so I'll be sure to show you guys that soon. So stay tuned for that. And then, yeah, this is the same house right here. This is now just a new woodcutter's house. I swapped out my companions to make it so that I can get more quests and all that and different rewards. This is the same as before with the big huge waterfall backdrop, but it also has like a little island. And I'm starting to fill in this area with all the pillows that your companions will give you as gifts. These are not the actual strangelings, these are the gifts that they give you after they've already been revived. They actually give you their own pillow version or their own strangeling version as a gift that you can plant as like a memento or a decoration. So these are all decorations from them, and it's starting to fill back up again. It was completely emptied because I had turned them all to normal, but now they are all giving me their gifts back, and so this is starting to fill back up. It looks like I can get like 1 or 2 of these a day in real time. I can't seem to get them to all give me their gifts all at once. I don't know a faster way of doing so. So this is kind of just gradually growing as I continue to play this game. And then that is basically it. This is my house right here. The backyard is the same. However, I did add some new stuff. There's now like a fishing line hook here, as well as some water games. Like you got the water tube as well as the floating ball, all that. And then your sitting down area to enjoy the water. And then of course my giant welcome sign that I have not changed at all. I just add some more detail to it just to give it some different variation of not just grass, you know, just to make it seem more like a sign. I just like how this turned out because it just lays evenly across the whole water. It's like very well evened out and not weird. As you go to the map, it's perfectly spaced. It just works out really well. And then over here, I have a giant waterfall with a statue in the center, just to showcase like this is the island's beginning right here. So basically this is like the barrier between the water and the ocean as well as the island, and then you have this giant statue here just to showcase like, boom, here's the island, you know? So that is what that is right there. And so yeah, that's basically it for the main island and everything. Everything's basically built that I could find that I enjoyed. I did plant a lot more trees around here and did them at different levels to make it seem more filled out and not just barren and just a row of trees. It looks more layered. That's one of the cool things I like about this area, is adding all these cherry trees and just having them going all the way around. I could add them in the background, but then it'll just cover this waterfall, which I enjoy. But yeah, that is basically it for the island. Next up, I will go ahead and show you guys the inside of my house, which I have changed a lot. Primarily because I got a lot of trophies and a bunch of new things unlocked because I've been leveling up my other lives. And just to show you guys where I'm at currently, I have upwards to, I believe I have 6 lives harrowed, and they're basically done primarily with blacksmith and carpenting. And then I've been working up artist. It's currently at expert, so I could possibly unlock some new stuff once I get this to master. But as of now, I'm feeling pretty pleased with where my house is. Everything regarding the house and everything is kind of tied to artist. And as of now, until I get that to master, it's nothing new being added. But carpentry and blacksmith is done. Mining, woodcutting, and angler is done. Farmer is kind of just work in progress, and then paladin's done. But yeah, let's go inside and I'll show you guys what I've changed here. So the overall layout is the same kind of, but the items and the stuff that is in here is now different. So what I've added here, this is like my wood cutting trophy memorabilia area with all of the woodcutting trophy as well as the carpentry trophy. And then I have a woodcutting plaque on the wall. Then I got some new stuff on the wall as well. This is my workbench. That's the same as before. The cooking table and the dining table is all the same. The cooking area's kind of gotten a little bit more stuff added to it just to give it some more detail. I added some stuff on the walls behind it to make it more full. And then this is a new workbench for basically this whole little working area right here. I got a clock now on the wall. And then I unlocked the TV. Yeah, I was able to unlock the TV, which you get the recipe, I believe, from the merchant inside the guild house. Yeah, so you actually get it. It's called the Weird Monitor. It's located at the fruit exchange in the guild house. So basically, once you go to the shop and you go to the fruit exchange, it's called the Weird Monitor. That is where you get the recipe for the TV. And so that's how I was able to get that. This whole area right here is basically like my living area with the couch that has pillows now, which is cool. I believe you also get that at the same shop with the fruit exchange. And then I was able to add a bunch of cabinets right here. I got a barrel of swords, you got the clock, and then you got the TV. So finally I was able to get the TV. So there you have it. Really cool, like how that turned out. And then as we go upstairs, so yeah, upstairs, a lot of my trophies are all now placed here. They also added some new painting stuff right here. So now my painting corner is now really dedicated to painting, with the painting on the wall and all that. It's really cool how that turned out. And then I added a giant swordfish back there just cause, you know, I don't know. That's kind of one of those weird ones. I was just like, whatever. This is like my swords and armor area. So this is like the hero gear, the paladin gear, my treasure, and then the swords that I would use, and then more of my trophies. Bed and everything is the same. And then this whole area right here is basically the same. You're able to add shelves to the walls, but I don't know what goes on the shelves. I thought I could put the trophies on the shelves, but I don't think that works. So until I find out what goes on the shelves here, I have no idea. Unless it's like these little plushy looking things that go on the shelves. That's the only thing that can go on there, but these shelves are just there for show. So I don't know what goes on there yet. I was able to get some stuff to cover this little table right here with books, and then as well as cloth. But yeah, basically that is it for the house. It's kind of not a drastic change, but it has been changed. It is different, and nothing's the same as what it was before. Next up, what I may change is probably swap these out to be more, not as big. I think these are meant to be outside, but I put them in here just cause. But yep, that's basically it. That is it for the finalized update of my island for now, until probably the next major update for this game, which I know will be adding a bunch of new stuff to the game, as well as if I unlock anything new through the artistry life. But as of now, this is basically how it's gonna be. There's not gonna be any changes really. I'm really glad with how it turned out, and it's just it's really cool. I like how it all just sits. Everything just flows together. It's really nice. And yeah, this game's just been really fun to play. Like always, I've said that in every single video that I've posted regarding this game. But yep, that'll be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next one, whenever that will be, because I don't know what else I could do for this game, really. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Sit down. Sit down. You just hopped off. There you go. All right, yep, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.